The subject and the target audience has been mentioned in the above portion of this slide. So today we are starting with the parapatric speciation. In case of peripatric and allopatric speciation, we have seen that the geographical barrier or the physical barrier used to play a very important role in making a different species, okay, or it used to help in generating a different kind of species. But the parapatric speciation is entirely different as compared to the allopatric and peripatric. So let's see what has been written here, and then we are going to make a discussion depending upon that facts. So the first line is that the parapatric speciation is mainly going to deal with the beside population. Okay, that means the new population will be beside as compared to the original population. So the parapatric speciation often happen when a part of an environment has been polluted. So one factor has been mentioned here, that due to the pollution we can able to see a parapatric speciation. But it's not like this is the only factor which is responsible for the parapatric speciation. There may be a different factor, and from that factor, one factor is pollution. Okay, that is the environmental adverse condition. The third line, it separates adjacent population. So the parapatric speciation take place when a population of a species enter a new niche or habitat. Okay, so due to any kind of a environmental adverse condition, it may be like the new population will going to shift to some other place and they are going to make a new niche or habitat. Okay, so in this way they are moving toward the different place and they are making an isolated population because they are entering into a new niche or new habitat. Next line, it occur only at the edge of the parent species range. Okay, so although there is no physical barrier between these populations, yet the occupancy of new niche result as a barrier to gene flow between the population of a new niche. Okay, so the meaning of this line is that the new population and the old population, they are going to show a meeting point. Okay, so that simply means that the new population is just beside the previous or the original population, and as because there is no physical barrier, but the property to occupy a new niche is making a separate population, and in this way there is a barrier in gene flow. That means there is a reproductive isolation between that two population. That means the new population and the old population. And as because there is a reproductive barrier or the reproductive isolation, that is why there will be absence of interbreeding between the original population and the newly found population. And that is what mentioned in the next line, that the two species are produced due to the reproductive isolation from the single one. And in parapatric speciation, a species is spread out over a large geographic area and the two diverging species still have a geographic contact. So it's not like they are entirely separated from each other. There will be a meeting point. That means the newly found population will be just beside the original population, but of course there will be a presence of reproductive isolation. That is why they are regarded as a two distinctive species, because like the speciation may be of a different type, but the first thing which used to come in account, that is the reproductive isolation, and that is the main factor which is making a single species to diverse themselves into a two distinctive species, because there is absence of interbreeding process between that two population. And if we talk about the example, so such type of speciation is mainly used to found in flightless grasshoppers, snails and the annual plants. So this is a diagrammatic representation of parapatric speciation. Originally there is a original population that is shown in green color, and after that there is a divergence across a cline. That means the divergent point has been created, and due to that there is a formation of a separation zone. That means from this zone there will be a formation of a separate population, and after that there will be a process of a speciation. If we see the second diagram, so in that it has been represented in proper way, that initially there is a original population in light green color. All of a sudden there is a formation of a, like we can say that there is a formation of a new kind of population that is supposed to shift in a new habitat or niche, and in that way like they are shifted to the adjacent habitat, but still they are having a contact with the original population. So we can say that the newly found population is still a neighbor of our original population. They are not entirely detached from each other, or they are not entirely separated from each other. Still they are in contact. That means they are the neighboring species. Okay. So the newly formed species will be regarded as a neighboring species of the previous population or the original population, and after that they are going to regard it as a two separate species or two distinctive species, because they are going to have a different food habit, different character, and as well as the different niche. And the factors behind this speciation type may be of a different. It may be any kind of an environmental adverse condition, it may be any kind of a different food habit, it may be any kind of a pollution or different adverse type of environmental condition. Okay, so the factors may be different, but obviously the parapatric speciation is going to occur in this way. That means the newly found population will be just adjacent to the original population. Now let's see some example of parapatric speciation. So I have written so many things that is related to the parapatric speciation. So let's read first and then we are going to understand. So in first line it has been mentioned that the parapatric speciation often happen when a part of an environment has been polluted, that we have already discussed. The plant or animal will adopt slightly as necessary, and therefore their genes are not too far apart that they won't meet, but one might have slightly more specific genes. So in this way, might be the factor is the pollution, but due to that there will be a creation of one barrier, and that barrier is going to work for the as a reproductive barrier. Okay, and that is why there will be a formation of a distinctive species. It may be in case of a plant or it may be in case of an animal. Okay, and as because the pollution is making a two entirely different species, that is why after some time there will be a barrier in case of a reproduction, and that is why now they are going to display some different genes, and in this way they will be regarded as a two distinctive species. In the second line it has been mentioned, an example is when mining activity take place, waste containing high amount of metal like lead, zinc are left. These pollutants are then absorbed into soil, which sometimes restrict the plant growth. So we are also going to see this kind of speciation in case of a mining activity. Okay, that means the mining activity is going to occur on any kind of a land, and on that land obviously there will be a presence of any kind of plants. So as because this mining or the leaching process is a kind of a pollution, so that is why this pollution will going to restrict the growth of some plant. Okay, so in this way the area which has restricted the growth of some plant, that area is not going to have that kind of plant, and obviously the adjacent area is obviously going to have those plant which is not capable to grow on polluted land. So in this way again the same plant is going to show the speciation process, that is mainly the parapatric speciation. So as being a same species, some plant is still capable to grow on the polluted land, whereas some plants are not. So the plants which are incapable to grow on polluted land, they are going to grow just adjacent to that polluted land, because that land is not that land is not going to have any kind of a metal pollution. In third line it has been mentioned that some plants which are not adapted to grow in polluted soil have not developed traits to tolerate heavy metal. So this line is just defining the overall condition or explanation of the above line. Okay, so they have mentioned that as because some area due to the mining activity, some soil or some area is rich in any kind of a metal. Okay, because metal has the tendency to leach out from one place to another. Okay, so the area which is metal pollutant, that is going to show some different property as compared to the adjacent area which is not having any kind of a metal pollution activity. And that is what it has been mentioned in the last line, that some plant which are not adapted to grow in polluted soil have not developed the trait to tolerate heavy metal. So the plants which are not getting any opportunity to grow in polluted soil, they are not going to show any kind of gene expression which is responsible for the metal tolerance character. Okay, so these plants are referred to as a metal intolerant plant, because they are not showing any kind of gene expression which is going to which is going to help in the metal tolerance ability. Okay, so however in other case where some plants such as the buffalo grass are tolerant to heavy metal, they are adapted to grow in polluted condition like mining areas. So buffalo grass is one of the good example which is having a capability to grow in metal rich area. That means the area which is showing a pollution in case of a metal, so that buffalo grass is having a capability to grow in that area. That means buffalo grass is going to have a capability to tolerate metal, and that is why it has the capability to grow in metal polluted area. So this is a brief description that how the buffalo grass is going to show the metal tolerance capability. So it has been mentioned here that some of these plants live near the mines where the soil has become contaminated with heavy metal. So this is a, like, you can say that this is a case study, like we are seeing that how the overall scenario is going to work in case of a parapatric speciation. So some plant which is living near the mine where the soil has become contaminated with heavy metal. The plant around the mine experience adaptation and have special genes that help them to tolerate the heavy metal. So the plants which are there are near the mine, they have got any kind of a capability, or we can say that they have adopted some kind of adaptation that is responsible for the expression of those kind of genes which is going to help them in metal tolerance. Okay. And the neighboring plant, however, have not been exposed to polluted soil and therefore have not gone this adaptation, so they do not have the heavy metal tolerance gene. And if we talk about the neighboring plant which has not exposed to the mining area or the metal pollutant area, they are not going to show any kind of a gene expression because they are not adapted in that area, that means the polluted area, and that is why they are not going to show the expression of a metal tolerant gene, and that is why they will be regarded as a metal intolerant. Okay, the plant are closer enough that they could potentially fertilize each other. However, the two plants have evolved different flowering time, and this could be the first step in cutting off the gene flow entirely between these two groups. So still being this kind of difference, that is one group of plant is able to grow on the metal metal rich area, that means the area which is going to show the pollution. Some plant are capable to grow in that area and some plant is going to grow on totally a normal area. Okay, although these two plants are totally adjacent to each other, that means they are the neighborhood, but still both are having a different kind of characteristic, because the plant which are growing in polluted area, they are going to show the expression of those kinds of gene which is going to help them in metal tolerance, while if you talk about those plant which is growing in just adjacent to that metal polluted area, they are not going to have any kind of gene because they are not facing the pollution. Okay, and that is why these two group of plant, although they are the same species of plant, but as because they are facing a two different environmental condition, that is why after some time there will be a difference in their habitat. Okay, as well as there will be a difference in their flowering time, and after this automatically there will be a reproductive isolation, and after some time there will be a formation of a two distinctive species. One species will have a metal tolerance capability and other will not. So that you can see from this figure that one area is going to have a polluted soil and other area is showing the non-polluted soil. So the plant which is growing in polluted soil, they are going to show the expression of a metal tolerant gene and they are regarded as a metal tolerant plant, as well as the plant which is growing in non-pollutant soil, they will be regarded as a metal intolerant plant because they are not going to show the expression of a metal tolerant gene. Okay. So in this way, although these two plants are totally adjacent to each other, they are neighborhood, but still they will be regarded as a two distinctive species due to the environmental adverse condition. This is a more description regarding the parapatric speciation example. So the parapatric speciation sometimes happen when a part of an environment has been polluted, that we have already discussed. So the mining activity leave waste with high amount of metal like lead, zinc, and these metals are absorbed into a soil, preventing most plant from growing. Okay, so some grasses such as the buffalo grass can tolerate the metal. The buffalo grass, also known as the vanilla grass, and it is native in Europe and Asia, but is now found throughout the North and South America too. The buffalo grass has become a unique species from the grasses that grow in area not polluted by metal. So like there was only a one species of buffalo grass and that was having a capability to grow in polluted area, but now the new species of buffalo grass is having a capability to grow in non-polluted area. And how it has been happened? Just due to the parapatric speciation. The buffalo grass which has exposed to the polluted area, they have got the capability to grow in polluted soil, whereas the buffalo grass which has not faced this pollution, they has got the capability to grow in non-polluted area. Okay, like this scenario is going to work totally same that we have seen in case of this polluted and non-polluted plants, like polluted and non-polluted land and the plant which were growing on that. In the last line, it has been mentioned that the long distance can make it impractical to travel to reproduce with other member of species. The buffalo grass seed passes on the characteristic of the member in that region to offsprings. Sometimes a species that is found by the parapatric speciation is specially suited to survive in a different kind of environment than the original species. So with this we have completed with the parapatric speciation. Now let's solve one question from CSIR-NET 2017 June. So the question is, a species of grass grows around a mine area having a patches of heavy metal contaminated soil. Some of the population of species grew selectively on soil that was contaminated with heavy metal. Over a period of time, though the tolerant and non-tolerant grass population were continuously distributed and not separated by a geographical barriers, they eventually evolved different flowering time and became different species. What kind of speciation would you call this? Whether it is a allopatric speciation, sympatric speciation, parapatric speciation, or the bottleneck effect. See, in this question they have clearly mentioned all the different conditions that we have just studied in case of like in the previous slide. Okay, so they have mentioned that there is a mining area, and in that mining area there is a occurrence of two kind of plant. First plant has the capability to grow in mining area, that is the polluted area, and the second group of plant has the capability to grow in just normal soil. Okay, and after some time they have developed some kind of character, and they have evolved in such a way that now they are having a different flowering time, different character, and now they are regarded as a different species. So what kind of speciation it is? Okay, so this is a totally a direct question. Like you know that whenever there is any kind of adverse condition, at that time we can say that there is a occurrence of a parapatric speciation. So the correct answer for this question will be the parapatric speciation. Like we have already discussed the same condition in case of an example. Okay, so that is why I am not defining this question in very broad way, because we have already make a discussion on the example. Okay, so from that example they have directly asked one question, that there is a metal pollution, and due to that there is a formation of a two distinctive species which are having a different flowering time. So what kind of speciation they are showing? So obviously it will be a parapatric speciation. So the correct answer for this question will be the answer number 3rd.